Hi, I'm Amanda Cage, CEO of the National Fund for Workforce Solutions. And today I want to talk to you about being a member of the National Fund Network and what it means. What drives us at the National Fund? Our vision. The National Fund envisions an equitable future where workers, employers, and communities are thriving and prosperous. It is our mission that the National Fund collaborates with workers, employers, and communities to advance a skilled workforce, promote good jobs, and invest in equitable outcomes. How do we do that? Through our solutions. We activate employers to make jobs better, working with businesses to invest in their workforce and improve the quality of their jobs. We equip workers for success through job training programs with an emphasis on worker voice and worker supports. We change systems for improved outcomes, recognizing that workforce development is a complex ecosystem of players who, when working together, can create change. And we co-invest for impact, bringing a variety of people to the table to bring their talent, time, and resources to move the work forward. We are a national network of change makers, nearly 30 collaboratives across the country committed to workforce innovation and implementation. We do this through regional collaboratives. What is a regional collaborative? An organization that brings together local funders around a shared strategic vision for regional workforce development. They are co-investors that prioritize and commit resources to address workforce issues. Successful collaboratives demonstrate strong leadership, efficient governance, and experienced staff. Most collaboratives have a host organization that supports the collaborative's financial and programmatic work. These host organizations can be United Ways, workforce development councils or workforce investment boards, community foundations, chambers of commerce, or other economic development organizations. Regional collaboratives get to be part of a national learning network. We have a biennial convening that brings together workforce leaders from across the nation. Our annual site director meeting allows network members to meet and develop stronger connections across the field. On monthly site director calls, members are able to get updates from the National Fund and from other network members about their work on the ground. We have communities of practice that focus on key issues and priorities. And we have equity working groups working on racial equity and inclusion. And now to talk about our learning network, Maria Evie from Career Edge Funders Collaborative in Sarasota.
I owe a debt of gratitude to the Learning Network from the National Fund. You know, workforce development and economic development, it's a very sophisticated system. And having other sites and having the National Fund help us navigate or help me navigate and better understand workforce development, whether it was a meeting with the National Skills Coalition to learn about how at the national level public policy impacts workforce development, really helped me in this region.
Being part of the National Fund will help you achieve scale and maximize impact. You will be part of a network of nearly 30 collaboratives across 25 states. We are a diverse network with our membership ranging from urban mega centers to mid-sized metros, suburban communities to rural areas. Working across the nation in diverse communities allows the best ideas to bubble to the surface, be enacted locally, and create maximum impact. And now we have Jason Petrait from the Seattle King Workforce Funders Collaborative to talk about achieving scale.
So we look at the opportunities for scale as being many. There are all kinds of opportunities to scale here locally, and that is a real help that the National Fund has given us. Part of it is simply the cachet and the name and the expertise and the history that the National Fund has to say, we are connected to this national organization. We're not just out here on our own little limb, but we're connected to this network. And there are those opportunities to scale through partnerships with employers, with other funders, with philanthropic organizations. Um, Also, just a lot of opportunities to learn from other network members. Um, our goal is to better align our local funders, and the National Fund has given us lots of opportunities to do that.
At the National Fund, we drive systems change. Workforce development sits at the intersection of multiple systems: workforce, education, policy, and more. Network members are doing more than just training and placing workers. We are redesigning systems to address interconnected structural barriers for a more equitable future. Addressing racial equity is a foundational element of systems change at the National Fund. I turn it to Amy Durfee from the Work Train Collaborative in Syracuse, New York, to talk about systems change.
So one of the grants that we've received from the National Fund is specifically around systems change. And what's been fantastic about that is that the funding is specifically to focus on the system. And so that has really helped support our work to build out two systems change initiatives, one called Syracuse Surge, which is around expanding opportunity in the tech industry, and the other is Syracuse Build, focused on the construction industry. Both of these are about getting more people of color and women into these jobs in these industries by using a systems approach. So both initiatives are working closely with the mayor's office, with our public workforce system, with our local educational institutions, with employers and unions, apprenticeship programs, and bringing them all together around a systems approach as opposed to funding a single program.
At the National Fund, you can receive national support. Our network members are eligible to apply for grant funding from the National Fund across our solutions. We also provide members with technical assistance and coaching to help you achieve your goals. And now we have Enrique Junquedelia from Workforce Solutions Collaborative of Metropolitan Hartford to talk about network support.
One of the biggest value is what in psychology is called the bias of social proof, is that when you go to somebody and say, please join me because your friend across the street is also joining me, so you don't want to miss out, right? And so it gives us credibility. That credibility also has an incentive to the providers that we contract with, because we show them the money, we waive the dollar bills, and we say, if you agree to do this for us, that we want to accomplish, we're going to give you this money to help you, cover the cost. So we're not asking for favors. We're basically contracting to get some very definite outcomes, and the funding from the National Fund is instrumental to accomplish that.
And perhaps most important, the National Fund can provide you with relationships. We are a thriving network of local workforce leaders across the nation. We can provide connections to workforce practitioners, philanthropy, policy, and more. And here's Glenn Best from CareerWorks in Newark to talk about relationships.
So the amount of insight and peer-to-peer information and brain trust that's available to the site directors is invaluable. Many times there are other sites around the country that have done similar work. They may be way ahead of the curve in terms of where we are, and learning from both their successes and their missteps has been helpful to us in us building our own programs, and maybe learning from the journey they took as we take our own journey.
It's fun. It's a fun group of people, awesome, smart people that care about what they're doing, that love what they do, that want to learn and hear from one another.
It's a place to learn. It's a place to find all kinds of resources. And it's an incredible community of leaders who are making change all over the country.
We are a strong network that we help each other succeed, and we're truly invested in each other's collaboratives to help us all grow. And coming on as a new site, a new director, you're not out there by yourself.
So come join us. If you're interested in making change and being on the cutting edge, join our movement, become part of the National Fund Network.